Alright, so today is June 26, 2020, and today I'll be doing something different. Well, I normally don't do reviews on products that I use for and on my plants, but this product here I felt was only right that I show you guys just how good it is. It works great for me, and it really helps me a lot, especially at the farm. So first of all, I wanted to show you the unpackaging, because I did order a pump that was similar to this pump, and the packaging was horrible. They sent it in a box that was maybe almost twice the size of this outer box here, and the product is actually, as you can see, it's much smaller than a box that would be about, twice the size of this one. Not to mention, they didn't package it right with anything in there, whether it be packing paper or bubble wrap, so the product was just bouncing back and forth inside of the actual box it was in. Horrible packaging. This is a water pump, and I wanted to start properly by showing you just how great this product is, because they actually package it properly when they send it to you, as to prevent any damage to the pump. The last one that I got that is similar to this one but is not this from this company, I bought that pump twice, and twice it came damaged, and this is why I felt like I needed to do this video to show you guys that this product is better than the other one, and I will give you the specifics in the description. So let's go ahead and open it. As you can see, they package it. I've ordered this pump 3 times now. So my father-in-law wanted one, so I ordered him one as well. I wanted one for home, and I wanted one for the farm. The one reason why I want one for home is because, as you can see over there, my kids have a kiddie pool. It's quite a large kiddie pool, but I wanted to be able to filter that water so I don't have to constantly empty out the dirty water and refill it with more water. I'm just wasting water after that. Here is the pump. As you can see, we have 3 layers of protection. As a matter of fact, 4. We have the outer box here, the middle box here, and the actual box that has the pump in. Not to mention, here it is completely bubble wrapped on the top, and this stuff is pretty solid. Great bubble wrap. And you can see all around that it is bubble wrapped to protect the product in there. These are the caps for the pump, and this here is the actual product. FLUENTPOWER Garden Pump. Now this pump does mention that it is for clear water only, but out at the farm I'm going to show you the water that I'm pumping through this thing out at the farm, and it is not clear water for the most part, especially when it starts up. But I'll save that portion of the video for out there at the farm. I'm just going to go ahead and take the pump out and show you guys. But I'd say that's about maybe less than 10 pounds. So it's not heavy at all. If you're not a big person, if you're not a strong person, I would definitely suggest that you use one of these guys. So unlike industrial pumps, the large industrial pumps and trash pumps that run off of fuel, this pump needs to run off of electricity. So you will need to plug it into an electrical port, whether it be from a generator, portable generator, or straight out of the wall. That's how you're going to power this guy here. For me, fortunately, I purchased a portable generator last year, which cost me about $600. And that, you know, the generators vary in price depending on how much power you want to put out. My generator puts out 2300 watts. It's a pretty strong generator. It cost me about $600, so it's not very cost effective for those of you who are trying to run this out at a farm where there isn't electricity. But I would say a generator, portable generator, is a great investment for someone who's looking to do gardening or farming long term. Whether or not you purchase it now or later, I do believe that it is a great investment, as well generally for life itself, because you never know when you're going to need power, and there may be a time where you don't have access to electricity, and all you would need is fuel that generator, and you've got your electricity right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and discuss a little bit of the pump. You see the housing here. Like I said, on the other pump that was horrible, this housing is very different. You don't see this little square here, actually rectangle, that houses the actual on and off switch. It's actually flat, and the switch is kind of built into this right here. Alright, now let's go ahead and look at the front side. So this is the outlet port and inlet, and as you can see right here, here is the little knob. When I first purchased this pump a couple of months ago, the one I have at the farm actually has a bolt here for an opening, and you have to use a tool to open that, whether it be a socket ratchet or some pliers, but you needed that to be able to open that. Fortunately, they got smart about it and made these little rubber turn knobs. You can see a rubber gasket in there, and that is to flush the knob against the pump to prevent water from leaking out. And in this port, you would have to fill the pump completely until you see it filled, and you can tell it's filled because water will start spilling out of here. And then you put this back. This is called priming the pump. You would need to prime the pump before you actually turn it on so that it operates properly. Here is another knob down here at the bottom, and this is the same as this one here, but this is not for priming. This is for emptying this chamber of water if you're going to store your pump long term. So if you're not planning to use your pump every day, or for maybe a week or longer than a week, I suggest that you empty all the water out and you store your pump properly. Alright, so the adjustments I made to the pump were with these pipe fittings here. These pieces aren't necessary if you have the right fittings to go over this 1-inch inlet and outlet port. But I just wanted to show you what I did, and I'm going to go ahead and show you here. So these plastic pieces just come right off, just like that. They're just protectors to prevent anything from going in there. As you can see there, there's your 1-inch, and I put the 1-inch male end in and go ahead and connect it. Before actually completely connecting it, I used Teflon tape here. So what I did was, as I said, I put the 1-inch there, and I used this piece, and I just cemented it into the 1-inch. So I can now connect my garden hose right onto here, and if I did the same for down here, I can use my garden hose as an inlet suction hose. So this port here, you would have either a PVC pipe or a hose, maybe even a garden hose, and you would connect it here, and that hose would run down into the water that you're trying to pump out. I had this also put on there so that I can get water in from a garden hose instead of buying an actual inlet hose. So when I first purchased the pump, there was no inlet hose that was made by FLUENTPOWER. But I realized as I continued to purchase the pump, like I said, I bought this pump 3 times, And when I purchased it the second time, I saw that FLUENTPOWER also just had made a inlet hose, and I purchased it, and there it is. All right, so it is a couple days later. It is July 4th, Independence Day, and finally made it out here to the farm to show you the pump that I have out here. This is exactly the same pump as you can see here, FLUENTPOWER. It's written there upside down though, but the very exact same pump. And I've had this pump for a couple of months now, and I have to admit this thing is pretty awesome. Granted, I do have to run my pump off of a generator, but that's no problem for me because I had already purchased the generator, like I said. For those of you out there who don't have a generator, like I said, maybe you can invest in one or save up and you can get your own. Otherwise, you can run it straight to an outlet somewhere that's near your home. And I think the majority of you out there are going to be using it this way, because I've seen many videos where people are using this to power their sprinklers, because the water pressure from a spigot isn't as strong as the water pressure from this pump. I don't know what the specifics are, but I just want to make this video for those of you out there who are trying to figure out a way to water your plants. This would be an awesome way to do it. When I first ordered the pump, as you can see down here, these are bolts. That gasket looks a little shredded, but it's perfectly fine. It's not leaking for me, and if it does start leaking, I'll just wrap some Teflon tape around it. The top also had a bolt for where you prime it, but the pump I recently had purchased came with these knobs. So I think they got smart about it and realized instead of using these bolts where you'd constantly have to use a tool to unscrew it, we have these knobs here which go right into that same little port right there. So I'm going to go ahead and just crank this guy on, and as you can see down here, I have it running right into this little creek here, well actually a little stream, and I don't know if you can see that stuff, but it's really soft and it's horrible. It's pretty muddy. I have a little crate down there that I try to cover with screen wire to try and filter out, keep out as much gunk as I can so that I can pump out some pretty clear water. But this pump will suck in a lot of that gross stuff, but eventually the water will start clearing out as the pump starts clearing all that debris out of the little crate, and then nothing but water just gets into there. So like I said, I don't think the connections really matter. This is just a heater hose here connected, just various connections I made here. If you want the specifics, feel free to ask me in the comments. Otherwise, we're just mainly here to talk about the pump there. So I'm going to go ahead and crank him on, and we'll let him do his thing, and we'll pick back up. All right, and there we have it. All the water from the stream. It is, like I said, all that gunk has come out, and the water looks pretty clear for the most part. Although I wouldn't be drinking this water because, like I said, it's a stream down there that goes all the way down to where the pump is, which is right there, that little corner. You can see that little blue over there at that corner. But this is what I use to water all my plants out here. This is an endless supply of water because it just comes down from the mountains. There's a waterfall about maybe 2 or 3 miles from here, down towards that direction. And that's where the stream comes from. And that water just doesn't stop. So as you can see, as long as I have fuel for the generator, I can redirect the water and water all these plants out here, which is a big reason why these sugarcane here are about 8 feet tall. This guava's looking good. Coconut tree there, banana tree, all because of this water. Priceless. I literally run this pump until the generator runs out of fuel. So it doesn't overheat. It hasn't overheated on me. There's never been any mechanical problems for me so far. But like I said, I've had my pump for a couple of months. The pump does say to use clear water, clean water, basically. But I wouldn't consider this your cleanest water, although it looks pretty good. It does start off pretty murky, and there's still a chance that debris does get into the pump. But like I said, it's working perfectly fine for me. And I don't know details about water pressure, like PSI and whatnot, but that's, if not just as stronger than the water pressure you get at home right off the spigot. So that concludes my video on the this little machine here. I just wanted to share it because it does wonders for me out here at the farm, and I wanted to let you guys know that if you guys are looking for something like this, this would be a great option. I haven't tried any other pumps because I usually like to do my research, and I like to look at the reviews of different products before I actually purchase anything, because I don't have that much money and I would hate to waste my money on something that would break down on me. This hasn't broken down on me so far. I'll keep you guys updated on it if anything happens, but as for now, like I said, this pump is working perfectly fine. And don't worry about the water, it's not getting wasted because it goes right back into the stream and it cycles right back around back into the pump. So good luck to you farmers out there, good luck to you growers. Hopefully you guys can get a chance to, you know, get your operation going like mine. And until then, I'll see you guys on the next update.